So Dee, what is your association with Sunflower House?
I was working at a new nonprofit that was going to be a multicultural center. This was the place that we saw because it was unoccupied at the time. It was boarded up. OSU was going to tear it down, and we were able to make a plan. So we've been a steward of this building for 12 years.
Wow.
And it follows a long history of this building being a community center, really.
Right.
It was built in 1909 as a family home, but starting about 1918, it was used by community groups. A lot of groups associated with OSU, a sorority house, a men's dormitory, boarding houses for students. And then for 30 years before we used it, it was community outreach. So it was used for a medical clinic. Well, you, I think, have worked here before, too.
I did, back in the 70s, yeah. When it was a drop-in place for youth and had community programs for youth, And
I've run into so many people in the community that have used this building as for the services that it provided, or that actually volunteered here. And, you know, we are the last in a long line of community and use for this building. And so we've been here for 12 years as Corvallis Multicultural Literacy Center, serving thousands of people in lots of different capacities as again, a community learning space.
Yeah, I've walked in here when it's just been alive with action and really vibrant. People in the kitchen, language classes going on, citizenship classes, art, children. It's pretty amazing. But I want to ask you this question because probably people are wondering. So OSU has said that their intention is to demolish this building and they're going to develop student housing. I think it's for grad students. Am I right?
I think so. That's kind of an idea.
And in this space, going way back into the open space, and there's no plan to try to integrate this house into that plan. So instead, OSU has offered to house CMLC all the way on the other side of campus.
So it's going to be a big change for not only the people who use the center, but the community that has come to see us in this place. This is a still very, very usable building in a wonderful location because it does interface with the campus and the community. It will destroy the stories of all of the people that have used this building over the years. It will destroy a landmark that has been a visual for many people in Corvallis. You know, we still are known as the Sunflower House. That began with community outreach, and people still refer to that. I think that there are ways that this building could be incorporated into any sort of design that might be used on this particular space. And I think this evening, if people haven't already talked to people and looked around, there's some displays of some ideas of what people have as to how this building could be continued. And I think that OSU is really losing an opportunity to gather the collective wisdom of the community for the people that have known this space and who care about that interface between campus and community. And it also is a place where the community can meet our immigrant and international families. Again, I'm going back to the idea of Corvallis Multicultural Center being in this place. But again, we are just one piece of this, and it's the community conversation that really, really needs to be taking place. At this point in time when there's still opportunity to have input in the design, so many times people have looked at us and saying, it's a done deal, why should we bother? And what I say to them is that was a done deal. They said it was a done deal months and months ago, and yet here we are still having a conversation. Here we are, community people looking at that and having input. And I think that it's not a done deal.
Is there anything else you'd like to say to all these good people gathered here?
I think the most important thing is just to really emphasize that this is a moment for community participation, that many, many people have been working on this for years, and then some people have come relatively recently, and maybe some people just noticed the construction fences up. But this is a time when it really is critical for people to get involved, to look at some of the ideas that have already been put forward, to think of your own, and to take this as a creative moment, not just for the Saving the Sunflower House, which I think is really a valuable goal, but it's also a goal to model what is an inclusive community conversation for the city, for the university, and for the community, other community members that have had doubts maybe in the past. This is just a fabulous moment to get started.
Thank you.